All right. Greetings, everybody. Patrick here, Eight Questions With, and happy Saturday to everybody. Yeah, sorry we're running a little bit late, but StreamYard had a hiccup and knocked us flat for about 15 minutes. So we are running a little behind. Our guest today will be coming through that door any second now, and that will be Shanyn Vieira, and she will be here in a second, and we will get this party started. Um, yeah, I don't know what happened. It just wouldn't work. So it's like, StreamYard, no. No. Um hi Jaden, hi Anthony. Uh Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Didn't you have 706 people last time I saw you, Anthony? You can't be going backwards now. Um so yeah, welcome to a Saturday matinee show. This is our second matinee show of the month. Of course, last week we were talking to the Friendly Men podcast group, and next week we will be talking Saturday night. Next Saturday night we will be talking to John Henderson, aka Doomsday from Doomsday Crypt, along with Beatrice Popo and the Lost Leatherface Brett Wagner. They will be here next Saturday at 7 p.m. So that'll be very exciting indeed. Um, so Shanyn is a really nice lady, very sweet lady, and as you'll see, uh, hi Ava, hi, how are you? Glad, congratulations on being monetized. That's amazing and well deserved. Um, so Shanyn is she comes from her family roots run deep in Hollywood. She's been around, and not only just Hollywood, but like majorly deep, like I don't know, like top 20 families in America deep. Um, yeah, that deep, crazy deep. But we'll be talking to her about her some of her family and the business. We'll probably talk about her. She's a very gracious young lady. She works with special needs people at a clinic at a workplace, and she also runs her own small business that she does, and she also hosts a podcast, which I just found out before I went on air that she runs a podcast. So that was really cool too. I will be listening to a couple episodes after this is over with. 'Cause I really like to see what she has to say. Uh, so she shall be here momentarily. Like I said, I had the StreamYard just decided to take a poo on us. So that happens, I guess. So we were knocked out for 15 minutes. Uh, yeah, Saturday is an unusual day for us. We don't do a lot of Saturdays, but this Saturday it worked out to be that well. It worked out to be that way. Um, and we're also probably going to be doing a couple of Saturdays in March as well. It's shaping up to be that way. I don't know how that happened, but sometimes you just got to go wherever the interview takes you. I have a couple of announcements to make before our guest gets here. One being tomorrow, Sunday, at 3 o'clock on Lost in the Rio. If you could go to my community tab, you'll see I put a little blurb there. Um, Lost in the Rio. It's the second annual Rubber Duckies that the Cinema Squad has put together, and the show starts tomorrow on Sean Lost in the Reel's channel, and they will be talking about the best of 2022. And yours truly and the Cheetah were asked to present an award, so you could tune in and watch us tune an award for the best television show of 2022. The cheetah keeps on insisting that it's the wheel of time. I could tell you now that is not the case. So rest assured. And then Monday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, me and the cheetah are heading up to the Great White North. That's right. We are going to be the guest on Call Me V. We're going to be the guest on her interview show, and we can't wait for that. We're quite honored to be able to do that, and we will be heading up there. I put a blurb on my Instagram, so if you go over there and you see the cat and the suitcase, that's just representing me and the cheetah taking a road trip. All right. Let's go. Let's go get our guest. Please welcome Shannon. Uh, oh, there's my there's a member of the secret Gigant Army is in the chat. Let's go get our guest, Miss Shanyn Vieira. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Sorry for that hiccup. StreamYard decided to take a poo on us and went down for about 15 minutes. So we were sitting here spinning our wheels, so to speak. But it came back and away we go.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, I know. Technology, right?
The internet,
Uh, uh, so how is your day going so far?
it's been going.
I'm
It's
glad
been
to have
going.
you. I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you
I
for
definitely
having
want
me.
to, yeah, I definitely want to tip our hats to the Friendly Men for helping putting this together.
Yes.
They're the ones that helped brought us together, and so I want to thank them for doing so. As you having you as a guest. Um, so tell us a little bit about let's just talk a little bit. Let's get into this. I only have one preset question in all my interviews.
Okay.
Um, well, let me ask you this before that. Um, do you you have a podcast?
Yes, it's called Novella. I've been doing it since over a year ago. It's really like it's jokes and just uh we touch like topics, but it's all on entertainment. It's just uh we play fight, we laugh. It's just a sitcom.
Um, no, who's on the show with you? Who's your co-host?
My co-host is Ram Figueroa, DJ Ram 215. Um, uh, and he goes by Cari Fresco. He's
That's
that's
fun.
yes. So yeah, we've been doing that for a year, and we just celebrated a year anniversary like last no 2 months ago.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like those kind of podcasts where you just go out there and just it's almost like a variety show, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all about jokes.
Yeah, having a good time. Nothing heavy, no sad news, no politics, none of that. Just get out there and just talk about happiness.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean, we touch like personal things, but then all in all, it's just having fun.
as it should be, as it should be. Now, who comes up with your topics? Do you guys just now? You
It's
guys,
all freehand.
oh my gosh, that's the okay. That's there's a gentleman in our chat who runs a show at the midnight hour. His name's Hobbs Horn, and their shows like that. They just they pick up a glob of mud and they throw it against the wall and whatever sticks, that's what they go with, and that's cool. That's a lot of fun.
Oh, it
Um,
is. It is. I mean, and sometimes we plan like a joke, and then we're like, we're joking. It's a prank. We do pranks.
Now you can't do prank calls anymore, because people will, that's one bad thing about technology is like now you can't do prank calls because now people can screen your calls, or they can find out where you're at, where you called from. They can track the number down through your provider. You know, you could call up there and say, I got a prank call from this number. It's a Verizon number. They could track it down to you, and then you could lose your number. So I think prank calls are I think they're sort of ancient.
No, no, we don't. It's all like in a Facebook Live. So,
Okay.
so we like prank who's watching.
Our good friend Wes is here. The mighty I am the Ice Lord. Greetings, Wes. Greetings. He said hello to you. Everybody's saying hello,
Hi.
hello, hello.
How are you?
Can you see the chat? Okay, Shannon.
I don't see no chat.
Okay. I will keep up with the chat then.
All right, thanks.
Our friend Echo has come in. So that's a lot of fun. That's I'm gonna have to tune in and check out some of your shows. Now, where can we find your podcast at? Is it on your Facebook page? Is it on Rom's Facebook page?
Rom Figueroa's sometimes, but mainly Cari Fresco.
Ari Fresco.
And
Okay,
then we're on Clapper too.
Clapper too.
So
Okay,
it's DJ Rom 215.
we will get that on there on your on down below as soon as this show's over with. I'll get that direct link to the podcast so people can go over and check that out.
And
Um,
we do have merchandise. So what shirts?
Do you sell shirts and coffee mugs?
Rom Squad.
Do you have coffee mugs?
Yeah, we're gonna make some.
Oh, okay. Because I know there's somebody I know that loves coffee mugs a lot, a lot, like crazy lot. Like every time they're on a show, they're always come out with a different coffee cup. So I had to ask. Hi, Carol. How are you? How are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in.
Hi,
Uh,
Carol.
those who can share us out, that'll be awesome. We are talking to Shanyn. It is Vieira, isn't it?
Yes, Shanyn Vieira.
Mm-mm.
Like Riviera, but forget the re.
Uh, okay. See. Yeah, that's right. I wonder who likes coffee cups in our chat. I don't know. I don't know. I have to
I don't
think
drink
about it. I
coffee,
know.
but I
I know.
like coffee mugs.
Do you like coffee?
It'll start my growth.
Oh no, that's smoking.
I don't smoke, so
Well, see, there you go. You're tall. Hi,
I'm
Waffle.
5'3".
Oh, you're still taller than Jenna Ortega. Hi,
There you
Michael.
go.
How are you? Our good friend Heroic. This gentleman has the best YouTube channel name ever. It's our good friend Michael from Heroic Waffles.
Oh, hi.
Yep. Best channel name ever. Makes me laugh. Glad you guys are here. So I don't have any. Do you ever have guests on your podcast?
Yes, we do.
Who have you had on? Tell some of the people you've had on your show.
Um, Mainly like freestyle artists back east,
Uh-huh.
like George Anthony, GAL Day, um, Julia Minna. Um, there's a lot like Gennaro from Pain.
Don't know that one. But you have
Oh,
a lot of you have a lot of comedians on your show?
yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I've been trying to get comedians on the show. I've had two straight up stand-up comedians. I've had two of them on there. Uh, those stand-up comedians, they're whoops. Oh, there he
Huh?
is. Stand-up comedians are that's a tough racket.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
tough thing. Um, so I only have one preset question. Otherwise, we're just going to be chatting just like we are now. Uh, and I know this question is going to blow everybody's mind, but I got to ask it anyway. But where were you born and raised at? And what does your family do?
Okay, I was born in 1972, September 16th. I'm a Virgo. In Santa Monica, St. John's Hospital in the morning,
Hmm.
um, at 10:16 a.m. Um, and then I raised, you know, in Big Bear, Catalina Island, Malibu, San Fernando Valley, everywhere.
Uh, yeah, I grew up in Southern California too. I grew up in a place called Chino, Pomona, and then Ontario before I left. So, um, and your family has you and your family have deep roots in Hollywood. Um, so tell us a little bit about the earliest members of your family. You guys will be amazed by this. Let's talk a little bit about some of your family members on your in your including your aunt, your uncle.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about my dad's side. So my
Okay.
great uncle was Al Jolson, who did Mammy, who married my great aunt, my grandmother's oldest sister, who was Ruby Keeler, who did 42nd Street, and then my dad, who played Porky in the Lassie series, and then my uh, step grandfather's brother, Red Leatherback, was the owner and trained the dog. And then my brother, or my dad's younger brother, who was Ken Weatherax, who played Pugsley in the Addams Family.
Wow. Wow. That's it. I was blown away about the Al Jolson and Ruby Keeler because they're like, they're so. I mean, Al Jolson was a trailblazer. I mean, he was like, the jazz singer was just immensely important into Hollywood. Ruby Keeler was a fantastic dancer. I'm trying to think. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have to double check, but she was before Ginger Rogers, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. And
So
oh,
as far as female dancing, because everybody knows Ginger Rogers could dance, her and Fred Astaire, but the very
they were
first,
all good friends.
yeah, um, that must have been really cool when you got when how old were you when you became aware of your family's legacy?
All my life.
Yeah,
I mean, I grew up, like I was born and grew up in it. So I was really aware of my surroundings and just the people who were my family. But I just think they were just my family. There's no difference between your family and mine. In my eyes, they just were on TV.
right.
That was their job.
Yeah, yeah. Now, yeah, I would have liked to have met Lassie, but that would have
There's
been fun.
there's there's a million of them. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. Did you did yeah, how did they ever did your dad ever talk to you about the show? Like how many dogs there were
There
what was
was like four dogs on the show. One for sitting, one for going, like running, one for swimming, one for eating. It
uh
wasn't just one dog. It was like four or five dogs on the
now
show.
what was your first pet?
My first dog when I was little was the biggest Saint Bernard,
Oh, you got a Saint
and we
Bernard.
called him Boozer.
Okay. Blueser or Bruiser?
Boozer.
Boozer. That, that's a great name for a great Saint Bernard. Uh, that's fun. That's fun. Man, that beats me. The only thing my very first pet was a rat. Yeah, not a Saint Bernard. Though I had a dog later on. I had a Siberian Malamute named Otis, and he
Otis.
yes, and he saved my life because someone had Saint Bernards are really gentle dogs, but there was this guy who mistreated his dog, and the dog was mean, and we all knew it was mean. And one day he broke out of his fence and he was chasing me, and I didn't have very much far. I mean, he was going to catch me in a few seconds, and my dog had broken his chain and followed me. And then when he saw I was going to get attacked, he attacked the Saint Bernard. And Saint Bernards are pretty badass, but Malamutes are a little bit better when it comes down to fighting. But I love Saint Bernards. I think Saint Bernards are a great dog. Um,
Oh, I love him.
oh yeah, Saint Bernards are cool as hell. I think they're great. If I had the yard space in the house for one, I wouldn't mind having a Saint Bernard.
Oh yeah.
Um, let's see. That was Hobbs's nickname for a while. Boozer.
And then we had cats and dogs and birds and fish and a pig and chickens. It was like a little farm at my house.
Oh my gosh, that must have been cool as hell. Uh, did they just come over wherever they wanted to go? They just
Yeah.
did they had to run of the house?
Oh no, no.
No.
We had a big backyard.
Now, Did you have to take care of them all, Shannon?
Yeah.
That's really cute. No, that's awesome. Um, so you were a child of the '70s, probably more a child of the '80s, being 72. Um, so how old were you when you actually became aware of who your family was? And well, did you ever want to get into the family business? Did you ever feel like did you ever feel like you wanted to act? Because your journey is way different from your family's journey.
Um, I did my own thing when I was probably in my late early 20s. But I did commercials when I was a kid. My dad directed Abba Zaba, and I was like the star. But I did commercials and modeling when I was a kid, and I still is in the business and the music business too. But it was in the background of
Okay.
it. So, and when my dad acts, I act too. Like
Okay. If he gets a project, you go with him to help out. Yeah.
oh yeah,
Um, but your journey is different. You became a caregiver, a volunteer. You help out a lot of people. You help out with special needs like Down syndrome patients and stuff like that. How did you get into that? How did you become a volunteer and then later on a caregiver? That's really cool to me.
thank you. It all started when I was in my younger years, like junior high. I got taught sign language. So throughout, my high school, I got a little bit more of knowing sign language, and then in college, I met deaf people, hard of hearing people, interpreters for deaf, and they all taught me sign language. I took no classes. It was all freehand. And I've been doing that since college.
Yeah, it's really
So, and then during that, I went to business school to get my own business. Um, and got my degree. And then um, after that, I became a single mom. I have a 23-year-old daughter, Haiti Rose
oh
Vieira.
okay.
And um,
Is she in the family business?
yes,
Yeah.
but then she is mimicking me. She's a caregiver too, and interpreter with deaf.
Okay. Does she work with you? You work at a place called New Horizons. What is New Horizons, and how did you get involved in it?
Through a friend, they were hiring, and so I applied and I got the job, and I did that for years. And then it got slow, and then I got laid off. And then during that time, I became a massage therapist. I did that for a while. That got slow because the comedy hit. I was like, okay, well, there goes that career.
Yeah, yeah. You're not gonna. It's hard to do massage when you have to stand 6 feet apart.
Right. And then I went to caregiving But caregiving is a really, really hard job to do because you have to go through the state.
So, so you got your certificate or your license
Yeah,
in this?
yes.
What do you have to get it? What is it? A certificate or a license?
Both.
Both.
I mean, you
Okay.
have to go and go to the police station to get your fingerprints. You have to
Mm,
go to the doctors to go and like get a physical. I mean, it's a really serious job because you're taking care of a life.
right. Yes. Yes. That makes sense. Especially the I think the going to get your fingerprints is I think that's new. But you know what? I can see why they do it.
No,
No, it's not.
it's old. It's
It's
been
old.
old.
Okay. Okay. Now, while you were doing this, I mean, how was your family reacting to this when they found out that you were gonna, become basically a public servant more so than chase fame and fortune? Were they surprised by that, or did they say, "I'm not really surprised. That's who Shannon is."
I do both. I do
Um,
both.
yeah, but I mean, you're not going full time to do acting and singing and stuff like that. I mean,
No, not full
if it comes
time.
to you, if it comes to you, it comes to you. But
Right.
your focus
Yes.
is to help other people. See, that's most of the people I talk to, acting and singing, that's their job. Their job is that. Um, your job is to help people, and then by the way, if something comes up and it fits your schedule, then you do it. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It's almost like a I don't want to say it's a hobby because it's not, but it's not your main focus. Your main focus is helping other people, and that's really beautiful. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I admire you very much for doing that. Um, so I mean, most of the time, people from Hollywood families, they follow their parents footsteps, and they become full-time performers or entertainers as well. Um, hey, Jonas from the Friendly Men is here from us. Is here.
Hi, Jonas.
Yeah. All right. Let's give it up for the Friendly Men. Thank you so much. I have them here. I sense that they're with us in spirit. So,
Yes, to James.
yeah, I thought James might be here. He might be here a little later. I'm not sure what time it is in Turkey. I think it's probably pretty late there.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and Jonas is saying hello. And how's it going? We
Hi,
are having
Jonas. How are you?
we are having fun. Okay, so now that you decided to do that, I mean, your family's going like, okay, that's cool. Um, so what was it like for your first day? I mean, did you you know did, had you ever taken care of a family member before? So when they were sick, so you
Yeah,
got that from helping out a family member.
yeah.
Okay.
My dad lost his leg when he was 15. For a motorcycle accident. So, um, he was doing a show. So he some motorcyclist hit him while he was walking down the street, and so like 14 surgeries later, they couldn't save the leg, so they had remove it. So when I was born, my dad has one leg, so it was automatically my job to take care of my dad, like a handicapped person. So I
Um,
think that's why I got into it.
okay. So there's a reason behind it that you wanted to
Yes.
give back. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, that's a lot of responsibility for someone, 14 or 15 years old, to sit there and say, okay, I need you to, help your dad get around, take him places or stuff like that. Um, did your dad ever get a prosthetic leg or did he
Yes,
not?
he did. Yes,
Oh,
he
he did.
did. I mean, he was, walking, but
Okay. He
sometimes,
killed himself.
his leg hurts, and I had to help him do things.
Okay. Um, so what do you like? What do you like about helping other people? What's in it for Shannon?
I think it's the feelings that I have knowing that I helped him. and I made them feel good, and I think that's the best reward.
I can see that. I can see that. Um, Now, were all your patients, were they sick, or they just needed help? I mean, like,
There
were
were
they,
just a lot of
were they
cases, different cases, like Down syndrome, dementia.
uh,
Um,
so you
yeah,
saw
those
so you
kind of.
saw so you saw some of the people that you care for, they passed away. Um, how old were you when you first started that job? When you're in your 20s, right? Well,
Yeah, yeah. When I became a single mom when I was like 25, 26, um, I had to get like a real job because it was just me and my daughter. So that's why I worked at New Horizons. So I mean, I worked and worked and worked. Single mother job, the hardest job in the world, but most rewarding.
right. I can understand that. But you must feel really good about the fact that your daughter followed in your footsteps.
Yeah. When she was a baby, I taught her sign language. So during
What do you sign? Do you sign ASL, or do you sign basic?
ASL, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I learned that when I was in California, but I don't sign anymore because sign language is just like any other language. If you don't use it, you lose it. Uh, so I mean, the only thing I still know how to do is finger spell and say a couple of basic things. Like hi, how,
A B
yeah,
C D.
like hi and how are you, and yeah, that's about
Oh,
all I know.
this is
Yeah,
clapping.
yeah,
This is
clapping. Yeah, yeah,
clapping.
yeah. That's about it. Um, so that's a good skill set to have too. Now while you were doing that, like you said, you were still doing the other thing too. So what was the first acting project you ever did? What was the first thing you ever acted on? Were you in front of the camera? And do you like being in front of the camera, or you like being behind the camera?
I like both. I like both. But mainly I was really behind the camera until I got on Facebook when and then I did like my own lives. I had a following, and then like last year when I started like the podcast, the doors really opened for me. Um, so really, um, since last year, it's been just a different aspect of me being in the camera instead of behind the camera.
Do you find yourself wanting to do that more now as you get a little older? And I mean, are you still going to be working are you going to still be working your day job, or are you going to slowly segue over to maybe just doing this? Is this
I'm
something?
really slowing, taking away from the caring giving job to be full time, but the bills have to be paid.
Yeah, 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 that's true. Um,
So,
I mean, you still got to work the day job in order to do the night job. Um,
but being a live-in caregiver, you have free reign to do whatever.
right.
You
Um,
know,
like when you help your patients, do they I mean do they let you sometimes do auditions and stuff like that?
um, there's really no auditions. It's really online. You can audition online and like
Right.
we
That's what I
send a
mean.
video.
That's what I mean.
So
Can you do that? Or I mean, when patients when they say, you come in, and they know you're going to be staying with them because you live in, so are you allowed to have your own time? Is that when you
yes,
do the audition? Okay.
yeah,
Wow, that's
whenever.
that's cool. That is cool. Uh, uh, yeah, I can see that. How do you like auditioning? Does your dad give you a lot of tips on how to do it?
Um, I sometimes audition, but I think everyone knows me and my family, so I get away um more than a regular person does because I have my background, my family's background,
You
so
know, that is
it's easier
volunteer.
on me.
That's interesting you say that because it seems like lately, it's been a recent issue in Hollywood, and they've been talking about it a lot. Nepotism kids, that they call them nepotism kids, and that is where a lot of kids from famous actors, they're coming aboard, and it seems like they don't have to pay their dues because they have a last name. Um, do you feel that's an issue, or do you think the talent will just still rise up? I mean, if you're good, you're good. Or do you think a lot of kid actors get their jobs based on their name?
Both.
Yeah, is that a
Both.
problem? Is that fair? Do you think?
I don't think it's fair. I just think you need to pay your dues, whoever you are.
Okay, I'm
Like
glad you said
I
that.
want to pay my dues because
Yeah,
I want to
you don't
say
want to you
I
don't
did
want to
this
carry
on
around
my
your
own
name.
instead of my family.
Yeah, I respect that a lot more than you know. I mean, that's the right answer for me. I appreciate that because it does seem to be the case. I mean, you'll see somebody's kid in there, and they're so and so's kid, and they're on screen, and they're not exactly good actors, but they're there
Thank you
because
very much.
yeah, but they're not good actors. They're just there because there had to be somebody's famous kid, and it's like why just because you have that name doesn't necessarily mean you could just walk on a stage and yeah, I'm here because my last name is Jones, and then they give you the part. um I like the fact, the idea you're saying that they need to pay dues, you need to go to school, you need to do short films, and you do need to take acting classes and whatnot. Yeah, I like that a lot. um
And it's
did you get
true.
did you get any advice from your family members, from your dad or your uncle?
All the
If
time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Uh, what's some of the best advice they gave you?
Smile.
Really? That's interesting. I'm gonna have to keep that. I'm gonna have to keep that. I'm gonna have to, when I ask that from other people, I'm gonna sit there and say, what's the best advice you ever got at it from anybody in the business? Because they always say, be prepared, know your sides, you know, know the character. I like that idea of a smile. Like you smile in front of your audition. You go, "Hi, I'm Shannon, and this is I'm doing my audition for the part of," and then you go ahead and do your audition. I think that's, I don't really hear very many actors actually comment that when they do their auditions, that they say hello. Most of the time they say, I do like 30 auditions a week, but I wonder how many of them actually sit there and say, "Hi, my name is," and then get into the audition.
Of
I think that's a
course, you have to do
yeah,
that.
yeah. I wonder how many people, but I don't think most actors don't though. I don't think they do.
No.
No. Um. So what was your first audition?
Well, I think in my 20s, I got a commercial agent. So I did that for a while. Um, and then unfortunately he died. So and then I stopped because I'm like, okay, I have to pay bills. You know, I have to get a job.
Right, right.
So
Um. You've also had to deal with some of the sadness in Hollywood too, when your uncle passed away, and
yeah,
that
yeah,
fell upon you.
that was really hard. He died in like 2014, December 7th on D-Day. He was fine Saturday night, died Sunday morning. He died in his sleep, a heart attack. And it was really weird because I was gonna be with him that day. He was a deacon in his church. I was gonna go to church, go to lunch, play with his dog, spend time with him.
Sure.
So,
Family.
uh, when his roommate, um, called my dad called me, and him and my dad lived like 5 minutes away. And when I got a call from my dad, it was devastating. Then I was thinking, oh my God, the the publicity is gonna go up
Mhm.
just nuts.
Is this
But
some?
then
Isn't that something? How sometimes when how do I put this delicately? But sometimes when when a star retires or a star fades, they don't work as much, and they slowly got out of the public's eye, so to speak. No one really talks about them, but boy, oh boy, let them die, and it's like the second coming of Christ. It's like all the media wants their 2 cents. They want to talk about them, they want to bring them up, and it's just like you sort of wish that they would have been like, where were you when he was still alive? You know,
thank you,
you know,
you
yeah,
know, and I had to claim his body.
mm,
I didn't want my mom or my dad or my brother to do it. My brother was like 4 hours away. My mom couldn't handle it. My dad, I didn't want him to do that. So I was the only one who had social media, and I had to be the rep of the family. And I, went to his house. A woman cop was there. I said, yeah, I'm his niece. I needed to claim his body. I went and saw him. I said, that's my uncle. And wait for the coroner came. My mom was there with me. I said, let me handle it. And when I saw the coroner and we talked, um, all I wanted to know, did he suffer? He said no, it was quick. He didn't suffer. He just went peacefully. I said, okay, thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. And I said, it was a heart attack. He said, yes, it was a heart attack. I was like, okay. Um, he said, that it went so fast that he didn't know. He just went to sleep and never woke up. I'm like, amen to that. And
I think I think your background though by that time as a caregiver probably prepared you. You were the most qualified of your family to handle that because you've already seen death. Even though it's probably was this the first time that you ever had to deal with a family member dying like this?
yeah, and
So
it was a popular one too. So that was, extra, extra.
yeah,
You know, I- um, so that night, um, I told his roommate, call everybody, and I dropped my mom off, went to my house, and I went on Facebook and I had a post. Hey, just my uncle Kenny Weatherwax from Pugsley, from Adam's family, died today. And so I was thinking of my Facebook friends. Okay. So that next day, my whole life changed because my little post, my Facebook post went throughout the world, and everybody from the Hollywood Reporter, People's, the social media, organizations was looking at my Facebook page because I was the only one in the family who had social media. So I'm still thinking, you know, oh, my friends are just gonna see this. No, they, I saw my name, my post in so many different languages. I was like, oh, okay. And I got calls. My phone number was unlisted. People magazine called my phone. I said, hello. Oh, this is like,
I don't think people wants us to know that. Okay,
okay.
welcome back.
This is like Annie Miller. Um, we're from People magazine. I said, my number is not listed. How did you get my number? She said, well, I said, okay. And we did it like a telephone interview. So it, it got me really like, oh, this is for real.
Yeah.
And so that got me prepared of, okay, well, you know,
I mean, losing a family member is rough as it is, but when you add in someone who's a celebrity, it's just all that much more pressure.
oh yeah. So since 2014, I am a public figure because of that.
Oh,
You know.
people became aware of who you are because of that. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. So like 7 years, or since 2014, everyone knows who I am
yeah.
because of medical
Well, that's
stuff.
that's part of the media too, though. Unfortunately, um, sometimes they like to intrude. You shouldn't be a public figure. You should just be, Shannon. You should be yourself. But that's how it works.
I
I
am
see
Shannon.
I'm
I,
feeding back on you again. Um, can you turn down the sound? Let's see this. Uh,
how about now?
test 1 2.
I can
That's not
hear you.
okay. Test 1 2.
I can
Okay.
hear you.
All right. Good. There we go. Yeah. That I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to have your life intruded on like that. That's no fun. I mean, you know, that's yeah.
I'm used to it.
You were also friends with Lisa Loring though too, and you
Aunt
and I were talking
Lisa.
about that after we set up our interview. She passed away, and it was like it was sort of weird. That was sort of surreal because it's like you and I were talking, and you're telling me about what happened to Kenny, and then that happened. Um, you were friends with Lisa. Um, were you?
My
Were you?
brother was more friends with her than me.
Okay,
But yeah, I mean, I grew up with her. I mean,
right.
Aunt Lisa.
Um, that's just got to be a lot of. That's got to be really hard and to see the public, because they always want more. They have a hard time respecting privacy and whatnot. And you working in the nursing business know all about privacy, the HIPAA law and whatnot. Like, a person's life is their own, and it really nobody's business. But everybody wants to know the business when it's somebody famous. It's almost like because they're famous, they have no more rights to privacy, and that sucks. I don't like that at all. Um,
I have a private life, and then I do have a public life.
sure,
Totally different.
sure. Um,
But we all do.
Now, have you ever been recognized on the street, Shannon, when you go out shopping or helping out somebody or whatnot? Do people
Yeah.
recognize you? That,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool, isn't it? Sometimes,
Yeah. It's like I'm just a person.
right.
Hi, nice to meet you. They want to take a picture. I'm like,
Um, let's talk a little bit about Rose Essential Gifts. So you're also a small business owner. Uh,
yes.
so how did that come about?
Okay. My daughter's name is Haley Rose Vieira. Um, I love roses. So I think my business was an homage to her because she loved roses too. So, and I love making gift baskets. I did that with a friend like years ago, and before social media, and she moved away, so we stopped. And during the pandemic, or the COVID stage, I decided to do my own thing. So um since 2020, I've been doing that like 3 years.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
so what goes into making a good basket?
Whatever you want into the basket, if you want like roses, soaps, perfumes, um whatever you want, I'll make it like, a cute like basket, and then I'll decorate it with, a bow and just little decorations, you know. I'm
Uh-huh.
very creative.
And so how does so if I wanted to order a basket for somebody, how would I go about ordering a basket?
I have like two links, one for my group and one for my gift store. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
So I do have those links down below. So if you guys want to go out and check out Shannon's work, where do you find time to do baskets? Do you do baskets pure on order, or do you have like a inventory? Like, do you like build like 30 baskets?
No,
Wait.
I do it on site.
Oh, on site. Okay. So when you get the order, you build it.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. So it's a fresh basket,
Yes.
not a stale basket.
No,
Fresh.
no, never.
Uh, uh, um, Yeah, baskets are fun. Are your baskets big enough to are your baskets big enough so a cat can get into them?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking I know somebody who has a couple of cats. They probably like it.
I do
Um,
animals, children's, men's, and women's.
oh yeah, what's the most
I,
popular?
I do every occasion, all major holidays. I'm open all year round.
What's your most popular basket?
Well,
Do,
all the
do you
major
do you have
ones,
do you have a
like,
basket? Do you have a basket not by you that you can show off? Do you have one built?
no.
Oh, I should have asked. That's my bad. I should have asked for that. Uh,
Yes.
yes. Next time. Next time I'll be
Yes.
ready.
Yes.
When yes. Uh see it's not all it's not all on the guest, it's all on me. I should have asked beforehand to see a basket. I didn't even think about it till right now. That tells you
But
I
I'll
just
be back. I'll be back. I'll be back.
I dropped the ball. So how do you do that? Do you just get a call and do you put the ingredients together?
Yeah, they tell me what they want. I go and get it. Um, I take a picture, see if they like it or not. Okay, great. So I make my basket really nice. I send a picture again, see if they like it. Great. They pay me. Okay, I send it, and that's it.
Wow. Okay.
But I make
Um.
sure they like it.
Right. Right. Right.
I
That's a
take
lot of
it.
fun.
No, I take a picture of the finished product. I take a
Okay.
picture, send to them. Oh, excellent! I love it. Great.
Let me ask you this: did you see the new show Wednesday?
No, I heard about it.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet. I was gonna ask you what your opinion about it was.
I heard about it. I want to see it. You know, it'll be interesting to see because I know the ins and outs of the Adams family. You know,
I will say this. I've seen clips on the tube. I will say this that that Jenna Ortega, who played Wednesday, I think she her and Christina Ricci, and I think they both did honor to it. Um, you know, Catherine Zeta-Jones did honor to Carolyn Jones,
Yeah.
and you mentioned the who now the last person of the original show still with us is John Aston. What
Yes.
you got to meet him
Uncle
several times.
John.
Yes. What was John Aston like? I know I wasn't going to ask you those questions, but I had to ask you about this one because I like John Aston. What was John Aston like? Was he a really nice guy?
Funny. Very
Fun,
funny.
very funny, funny.
Likes to joke around, you know. Um when they did like a odd family reunion, I was there. Um like a lot of times me and my dad and my uncle did like signing shows, you know, and like I was like in the middle, my dad was on the left, my uncle was on the right, and like sometimes I'm like, why do you want my dad's and my uncle's autograph? I don't go
Mhm.
to your uncle and your dad,
Oh, when you
but
were a kid, yes,
but
yes.
then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, there, yeah, okay.
But now you understand though, right?
Right.
Mhm.
I'm just thinking of, oh, this is my dad, this is my uncle, like the niece, view, daughter view. Like, this is my family. Why do you want my, family's autograph? Like,
Yeah.
oh, but then I'm like, oh yeah.
Now, how old were you when you first saw Lassie? When you first saw your dad on
When
TV?
I was a kid,
How
when I
old
was
were
a
you?
kid, I grew up like, da-da-da,
No, no, not
it's
the
in my
Adam Sandler.
brain.
I'm talking about your dad.
Oh, my
When you
dad,
saw, yeah, how old were you when you
six,
saw when you saw your dad on TV for the first
two,
time?
3,
Wow.
you know.
But I mean,
It's just it's just really weird to see my dad walk and run when he was a kid, and then now because he has one leg,
right.
it's just weird. Like he did have two legs, but you know,
I
things
bet
happen in life, and
he doesn't watch it. I bet he doesn't watch the show anymore, does he?
he does
Does he
just
really?
to reminisce. I watch him with my dad. It's like, wow, dad, that's you. I mean, he grew up. Literally, he started when he was 5, 4. He grew
Right.
up in front of the camera.
Well, what do you think of today's movies, Shannon? I mean, is Hollywood, has Hollywood changed? So
Different,
what
so different.
yeah,
Every like 10 years or 5 years, it changes. Now you can be famous on your own on like TikTok and Instagram. Do you know what I
mhm,
mean? It wasn't like that 5, 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, or 20 years ago.
right, right.
I mean,
Is that
social media just changed everything.
did it change it for the good or for the bad? Do you think
Both,
both?
because since like cell phones, we had a great time. No one's on the phone. Everyone was talking.
Mm,
Now, like at dinner, everyone's on the phone, doing a live, doing this, doing that. No one talks. So it changes everything.
right, right. I mean, that's got to be it's got to be a little bit different. Got to be really. I mean, it's got to be eye opening. I mean, yeah. Uh, See, Jonas is sitting there saying, now everything is done through the phone. Yes.
Yes.
Hello, Maverick. How are you? Our good friend Maverick from Maverick Media is in here saying hello.
Hi,
We were
Maverick.
talking
Where's
to
Goose?
Shannon Vieira. We're talking to yeah, your sense of history of Hollywood is really amazing. You've seen a lot. Um, who's been the most famous person you actually met?
Okay, my dad, who played Peter Peter Howard in the Patriot, was Mel Gibson. He was the hard and hairy father with the peg leg.
Okay.
Remember that movie?
Oh yes, yes. Your
That
dad
was
was
my
in the paper.
dad.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my dad. So I went to the premiere, met everybody, and
You got to meet Mel Gibson and Jason Isaacs and
yes,
and 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 Heath Ledger.
Yeah, nice people. They all loved my dad. It was like, wow, that's cool.
That is
And
cool.
here's the story. I met Mel at the after party without my dad. So I was here, Mel was here. I said, "Hi, my name is Shanyn Vieira." I didn't even like say my last name. So he went, "Oh my God, where's your dad?" I'm his biggest fan. He went from Mel Gibson to my dad's biggest fan. I
Right.
started like, he went flippo. So I was like, wow, wow. And oh my God, I love your dad. Where's your dad? I would love to talk to him. If I can't see him, tell him, I love him. And I'm like, okay. And we talked a few minutes, and he goes, "So where's the bathroom?" I said, "This way."
What's the bathroom? Oh my gosh. Yeah,
And
that would
then
have been that would have
towards,
been
huh?
I would have loved to met Jason Isaacs. That's someone who I
Really
would love
nice
to.
guy. A
Yeah.
really nice guy. He hated the part. He's like, I hated that part. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
hated the part.
He was a great bad guy in that movie.
Oh,
Um,
he played. He's like, I hate the part, but it was really good.
yeah.
But really nice guy. But
If
but
one if one of those roles were the bad guy, he actually wins. I mean, if you think about that movie, he won. You
yeah,
know, he
yeah. He
did
was
win.
just
He
on it.
demonstrated. Yeah, well, he. It was like yeah. You think, well, but he died in the movie. But yeah,
Yeah,
look at
he's very friendly,
but look at
very
the damage
friendly.
he did. Yeah, but yeah, look at the damage he did before he got killed.
Right.
Really nice guy. I'm glad to hear that.
And
Um,
during the like at the after party, like at the end of the night, my dad saw Mel, and I was with him. He's like, "Mel," he goes, "Hey Joey," he goes, "This is my daughter Shanyn." He's like, Mel is like, "Yeah, we're longtime friends." I'm like, "Thanks, Mel."
um, I got time for one more question. I got time for one more question to ask you, Shannon. So I'll
Okay.
ask you this one. Um, so what's going on? What's going to happen for you in 2023? What are you going to be doing next? What
Everything
are
in
you
the sun. Try
Huh?
to.
Do what?
I like to stay busy.
Okay.
There's down times I like, but I like to just be in everything, like in dabbled in everything. Like I'm in music, business, show business. I model. I do my podcast. I do like I wear like 20,000 hats. I think because of my family, or mainly my dad. My dad produced, directed, wrote. Um, I mean, he did everything that under the sun. So I think I followed my dad's footsteps.
I think you know what? I'll say this for you, Shannon. I don't necessarily think you followed your dad's footsteps at all. I think it's really quite clear from our conversation that you made your own footsteps.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I don't think you followed anybody's footsteps. I think you marched to your own drummer, your own music. So no, no,
Well, I
I
play
don't.
piano, so and I play the drums, so
So you do your own thing, and you do your own thing very well.
thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for our guest, Shannon? Shannon Vieira. If you have any questions, please drop them in before we have to let her go. Um,
Don't let me go.
well, you will come back though, right?
Of course, anytime. Oh, yes.
I know that James and I talked about having you pop up on the Friendly Men, so I know that will
Yes,
possible.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you should have them on your show. They would be
Oh,
perfect.
yes.
They would be perfect
Anytime.
guests. Jonas and James and Mark and just say the word mashed potato and watch the antics and the fur fly. Uh,
Mashed potatoes.
uh, Jonas says, oh, okay. Maverick wants to know what's your favorite movie that you've ever watched.
I'm not being biased, but The Patriot.
The Patriot. That is a pretty damn good movie. I will say, I will give you
Really, I mean, I love the Civil War, those kind
the
of
Revolution.
movies.
Oh, okay. Revolutionary War, Indian War, and the
Yeah,
Civil War. Civil War. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm a history buff too. I appreciate those movies.
yeah.
There's a lot of that movie was actually based on a real life person. Mel Gibson's character was based on the swamp rat. He was
Wow.
very well. The character was very well known. Um, yes, I agree, Maverick. Really good choice. Um, Chris Cooper is in that movie as well. I'd be remiss in
A
not
nice
mentioning
guy,
him.
very nice guy.
Oh, you got to meet Chris Cooper as well. Yeah, I would like to meet Chris. I would have liked him. I would have liked to meet everybody on that show. Um,
I met my sister who married Keith. His daughter. Met everybody.
Jonas says that he'll be your drummer.
Awesome, Jonas, hit me up.
That will
We'll
be
make a band.
that will happen. That will happen. I agree.
Wow.
I agree once again. Shannon, I want to thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us today.
Oh,
Thanks. I'm sorry about the little bit of the lateness of the matter. StreamYard crashed for about 15 minutes. That's why we're running just a tad bit rushing a little bit. But we'll have you come back. Definitely
yes,
have you come
thank you.
back and hang out with us again.
Of
I appreciate.
course.
Yes, I'm glad you had a great time. I had a great time.
Me
Uh, I,
too.
I want to thank my chat. The chat had a great time. Um, of
Yes,
course, this
hello. Thank you so
whatever
much.
you missed, you can definitely go back and watch a replay of this. Feel free to pass it out to replay it. Yeah, I appreciate that very much. And to let you guys know that tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time at Lost in the Reel, Sean Jackson's Lost in the Reel. The Cinema Squad is gonna be doing the second annual Rubber Duckies. They're awarding the best of 2022. Yours truly and the Cheetah got asked to be presenters. I don't know how that happened. I don't know when it happened or whatever, but we're presenting an award. So you can tune in for that tomorrow night at 3 p.m. Tomorrow night on the Midnight Society, me and the professor, we will be talking about Beast. We'll be watching and covering the show Beast. And
Oh,
then on Monday at 9:30 p.m., the last thing I'll hype up is we will be talking. I'll be on the road to Canada. I will be a guest on Call Me V. She's doing her interview show, and I will be the guest. Me and the Cheetah will be a guest at 9:30 p.m. on Monday. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
wow.
I know. All of a sudden it's like, what? I'm being what? Uh,
Hey,
yes. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We'll talk to you guys
thank
tomorrow.
you so much.
Yep. Stay right where you're at, Shannon, and to the chat. I'll say good night, and we'll see you.
Good
We'll see
night.
you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Okay, here we go.